Vostochny is a 21st century spaceport. The hard work at a spaceport culminates in a launch. Achieving this is a tough process with a tight timeline and even tighter requirements, involving cutting-edge technologies and stringent quality every step of the way. The road to space begins on the ground. Rockets are assembled and prepared for launch here at the Unified Technical Complex. The spaceport has comprehensive ground infrastructure for satellite launches into various orbits under both Russian and international contracts. Satellites are propelled into orbit by a medium-capacity Soyuz 2 rocket using the frigate upper stage. Soyuz is the Russian trademark of reliability, also care for the environment and ultimate quality. Soyuz rocket components are delivered from the manufacturer, the Progress Space Rocket Center in Samara. Space vehicles, both Russian and international, are airlifted to Blagoveshchensk and then delivered by road to the technical complex. The Unified Technical Complex comprises an airlock entryway and unit storage to receive component parts of the rocket, space vehicles and nose fairing shells, the transporter gantry gallery, spacecraft assembly and testing building, fueling and neutralization station, ascent unit and space rocket assembly and testing building. The transporter gantry is a remarkable example of customized engineering. It travels inside a gallery that connects all the technical complex's buildings. This engineering solution guarantees safe transfer of rocket components and space vehicles, regardless of outside weather conditions. Upper rocket stages and payload satellites are taken to the assembly and testing building for tests and preparation, followed by the assembly of the payload unit itself. Ideal conditions have been created for prepping spacecraft inside the assembly and testing building. The most stringent customer requirements are met meticulously. The building's interior is controlled for humidity and cleanliness. A 100% quality inspection is performed at all stages of working with space components. Ground infrastructure experts, together with specialists from the manufacturing facilities, run individual tests and robust trials. Filling the boosters with fuel is an important operation. It's performed at the fueling and neutralization station. The fueling process meets the most rigorous global environmental standards for the space industry. After fueling, the ascent unit returns to the assembly and testing building. At the multi-purpose integration facility, the ascent unit, adapter and space vehicles are installed. The frigate upper stage is the ascent unit that delivers Russian and international space vehicles with high precision to various target orbits. Each phase of the technological cycle is completed with equal rigor. This guarantees the reliability of all spacecraft prepared for launch here. A local clean area has been set up inside the assembly and testing building to work on spacecraft. The clean area is on a par with the most sterile operating theaters. Rocket stages are assembled in the rocket assembly and testing building. Sophisticated space equipment needs to follow design documentation and workflows with meticulous attention to detail. To ensure this, a 24/7 quality management system operates at the Vostochny spaceport, with continuous photo and video monitoring of all processes. All documentation is digitized and archived. The Audit Commission can verify every step of the work process. Final assembly of a space rocket is the last stage of work performed at the technical complex. Moving the rocket to the launch pad is always a major event. The gate of the assembly and testing building opens wide. A special train conveys the rocket, complete with domestic and international satellites, to the launch pad. The final stage of the launch begins. Operations at the launch pad are the most critical stage of the operation. A time-tested method is determined by rules. 4 starting days. On day 1, the space rocket is installed in the launch system. The mobile service tower, a unique structure, is moved to the 0 mark. At Vostochny, the most demanding standards are applied to pre-launch preparation. The tower protects the rocket from elements such as rain and snow. The tower's tiers and work sites provide comfortable conditions for personnel. During prepping on the rocket, cleanliness inside the tower is a top priority. The mobile service tower allows work to be done on the rocket and space vehicles in any weather conditions. Yet another check. Quality verification of previously performed preparation and assembly operations. Only after all checks have been completed can a decision be made on the readiness of the space rocket and launch pad for the launch. On day 2 at the launch pad, the ascent unit is tested, followed by a general test of the launch vehicle. A special test of all systems is then performed at the queue of accidents. Emergencies of all kinds must be thoroughly considered. This stage aims to rule out any conceivable risks and ensure 100% safety. Vostochny Spaceport unites cutting-edge technologies with ultimate quality and is in the safe hands of seasoned spaceport experts. The best specialists prepare the rocket and the most experienced launch experts send it into space. All these men and women have passed a multi-stage selection process to become employees of Russia's finest spaceport. Day 3, a contingency period in the launch. On day 4, the rocket is fueled. The launch pad switches to prepared for launch mode. And now, the countdown. And launch! Today, Vostochny Cosmodrome is the cornerstone of a great development project in Russia. It's a 21st century spaceport built to launch Russian and international satellites, spaceships and orbital modules, and not just into near-the-Earth space.